Good morning. Everybody must be out enjoying good weather. We're going to open with our opening song today. It's in your program. Thank you. I can never remember that word. And it's on a blue sheet, and we're starting with the song Sacred Love. So please stand if you're able and willing, and we'll start off with our opening song.
Is Good morning. Welcome to Portland Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Bridget McCann, the Senior Minister and Spiritual Director here. And it's so good to see you in beautiful spring in Portland. This is my favorite season here, spring and early summer. Every day there's just more and more stuff blooming, and it's just a beautiful reminder of grace and life after the clouds. I think there's a metaphor and a talk in there somewhere. All right. Anyways, welcome. And that includes welcome to all those watching online. You are part of us. Even though I can't see you, I know you're there. So thank you for being with us. And we have a special guest today. We have Miyuki on bass. It always makes me so happy to see you, and I didn't even know you were going to be here today, and I'm just filled with joy that you're with us. Thank you. And we also have LaRhonda Steele as, yay! All right, well, I'm going to invite licensed practitioner Catherine Richard to share some announcements and then lead us in prayer. Thank you, Catherine.
Good morning, beloveds. Hello. It is a good morning. It is a good morning, and it's my joy to be with you today. So welcome again, everyone. I am Catherine Richard, and want to offer a special welcome to anybody who might be with us for the first time today, in person or also in our virtual community space. We do have welcome packets in the back on that little thing that's a semi-permeable wall. What do we call that? Whatever it is, they're back there. They're in the back of the sanctuary. And the same information that's in our packet is available for our global community on our website at cslportland.org. And both of these have information about who we are and what we stand for and how we might serve you. On our website, you can sign up for informational weekly emails. We do not sell your email address to anyone. You just get them from us once a week. You can also register for classes and receive a free gift on your birthday. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't silenced cell phones or other things that go beep in the silence, just remind you to do that, please. And also, we do restrain from coffee and food in the sanctuary because our carpet's brand new, and we like to keep it that way. So if you have anything other than that, you can leave it in the community space, and we have bottles of water in there for you in clear containers. So, this Wednesday is our weekly online meditation at 7 o'clock, and that's Pacific time. The Zoom link is on our website, and this is a meditation on peace and nonviolence by our practitioner emerita, Kate Barrett, emerita. And what a great time to have a meditation on the practice of peace and nonviolence. In fact, it couldn't be a more important time. So join us if you'd like on Zoom. Everything is in the Sunday pamphlet. Take it home with you, read it over lunch. And you can also find more information on our website at cslportland.org. Today, our licensed practitioners, Nadine Muller and Donna Wallace, are serving on High Watch. So they are sacred, holding a sacred container of consciousness in the sanctuary and for our spiritual community that participates virtually. Yes, she doesn't need an introduction here, but I'm going to say that we have in the house the Portland Blues and Soul diva and spiritual powerhouse community member, international performer, LaRhonda Steele. And a thank you, big thank you to our Friends Band and our community singers. You all create a very sacred sound resonance for us, for our service, so thank you. Flowers today are courtesy of Marcia Hudson. Mm-hmm. We were also greeted by daffodils. I call them happy daffies on the way in our garden out there. So we have flowers everywhere, and they're blooming everywhere. So now I just invite you to sit and relax, because I know that somewhere between this beautiful spiritual community, the music, the meditation, and the message is exactly what your heart came to receive. Receiving the deepest breath ever. How grateful I am for this space-time to remember who I am and to whom I belong, for us all to remember who and whose we are, for we are beloveds of the universe. We are of the one power, the one presence, and the one infinite intelligence that is everything that there is. It is the power that moves mountains and stars and bursts suns into supernovas. It is the presence that is never an absence. It is the life force itself that is indestructible. It simply changes form infinitely. And we are that infinite wisdom that is all that there is, the perfect pattern back of all of life. This great creation and the Creator, all one. And knowing this to be the truth, it is true of everyone here. It is true of every speck of creation, from the tiniest grains of sand to the furthest reaches in the furthest of galaxies. And everything in between, everything seen and unseen, is an emanation of that one. And so are we. This is the truth of my being. And so this is the truth of everyone within the sound of my voice, now or any time in the future. Everyone is a star wrapped in skin. Everyone is a beautiful, radiant, perfect, and whole expression of that very same intelligence and wisdom, power, love, all that we are, it is. And so knowing this to be the truth of who we are, I speak my word, which is creative power, about everyone, everywhere, knowing that everyone is peace. Everyone is love. Everyone is harmony. We all embody all of this. And so I call forth a willingness to remember who we are. We are that peace that we desire, that harmony, that perfect order. And we allow to live into that with every breath. Every moment we remember who and whose we are. And this remembering brings forth more good than we can imagine into our individual lives and the collective whole. For there is not one that happens for one and not everyone. And so we affirm this for everyone, everywhere. We live in this truth with passion and with gratitude. I'm so grateful to know this, to be the truth. And in that gratitude, and with absolute conviction and directed faith, I release this word, this vibrational power into the law that always says yes, that unconditional love that always says yes. I simply let this be. We let it be together by saying together, and so it is. And in the moments that follow, I invite you to feel that place of peace within yourself that is unmovable.
Welcome back from the silence. Got a beautiful song this morning, known to us by Miss Ruthie Foster. And it's simply, keep your love in the middle of everything you do. Keep your mind stayed on freedom. Oh, keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your arms open to receive all of life's blessings. Keep your heart always singing, so that your light shines through. And keep of everything you do. Give all your love to glory. Lay every burden down, 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 down. Judge not your sisters and brothers. They're doing the best that they can do, just like you. Give thanks when you're happy. And here it is. And when you're feeling blue, in all things give thanks. Keep your love in the middle of everything you do. And when I heard my mother say these words, she sang them from the other side. Oh yes, I knew that love makes no difference, for the river Jordan's deep and wide. Oh yeah, yeah. Over me from the other side. Oh yes, and I knew that love knows no distance, or the river Jordan's deep and wide. Oh yes, keep your feet on the high road. Don't let this world wear your soul thin. No. Keep your love in the middle of everything you do, yeah. Keep your heart always singing. Give me one more, y'all. So that your light shines through. Hey, and keep your love in the middle of everything you do. We must keep our love in the middle of everything we do.
All right. Thank you, LaRhonda. I love that song. And I think I might love even more the one she's going to do in a little bit. There are quite a few people here and around the world that don't feel safe and are experiencing violence of different sorts, physical violence, but also emotional, spiritual, and legal violence. And unfortunately, still peoples here and abroad that are oppressed in various ways. And all of us, to some degree and in some way, are experiencing the violent rhetoric we hear in society, and now, unfortunately, the last couple weeks, the effects of war. And even if we're not the direct targets of any of this, we're concerned for our families and our friends and our neighbors. Which begs the question, what are we to do? Now, in society, we hear things like, we must retaliate and we can't let them get away with it, and, eye for an eye, and those types of messages that just create more violence. But I wonder, is that really what we want? I mean, really, when we look in our hearts, we know that is not the answer. That those type of responses will never bring about lasting peace. Even what we call peace at the end of an armed conflict is not a lasting peace. It's more like a truce. And I have no doubt that when we look in our hearts, we know that more violence isn't the answer, that responding to violence with violence will never solve the problem. Because all of us come from God, live in God, and return to God. So we know this is not the answer. But who has had the courage to say, enough already? It must end. Who has the courage to say, I will not retaliate. I will not seek retribution. Nelson Mandela had that courage. Gandhi had that courage. Dr. King and all the people who worked and marched with him had that courage. And Jesus had that courage. Jesus was a member of an oppressed group. In his land, his people, occupied by a colonizing force, the Romans, Roman soldiers everywhere, Roman governors making the laws. Heck, the Roman emperor even said, this is going to be your king, this person. The Israelites were highly taxed and yet had no voting rights. They were the victims of economic exploitation. They frequently had their land seized from them. And anytime they tried to rebel, it was met with great brutality. And adding to that is within the Jewish community, there were groups fighting amongst themselves about how to respond. Some of them advocating violence. But Jesus said, no, there's another way. There's another way based in peace and love of God. He refused to respond to violence with violence. He taught another way. And this way of nonviolence, even though he never directly called it that, but it most certainly was the way of nonviolence, is how we can react and stay in integrity with our souls and our hearts and be part of the solution and not part of the problem. So I want to take a look at a few lessons from Jesus that remind us how we can respond. And remember, this man and his people knew violence. And I start with the Beatitudes. But you know, Jesus wasn't the first one to teach nonviolence. Even before Jesus, it was in the Bhagavad Gita. One is the dearest to God, who has no enemies among the living beings, who is nonviolent to all creatures. So this is ancient wisdom, because of course it is the truth of God within us. But Jesus taught nonviolence perhaps very profoundly through the Beatitudes. And I'm going to share two of the Beatitudes with you based on Dr. Rocco Arrico's book, Aramaic Light on the Beatitudes. Dr. Arrico is a Bible scholar, an ordained minister, a teacher of Aramaic, and in writing this book, he worked with the Aramaic version of the Sermon on the Mount, because Jesus spoke Northern Aramaic. So he translated directly from the language of Jesus. Now these Beatitudes, we mostly hear them as blessed are they. Dr. Arrico translates it as blissful are they. Because the word, the Aramaic word, the actual meaning is a deep, profound, extreme state of happiness, which is bliss. So when Jesus spoke the Beatitudes, he was telling his listeners the kind of consciousness they needed to have to experience bliss, the kinds of thoughts and words they needed to have, and the kind of actions they needed to take to feel inner bliss and to promote peace. So I'm only going to work with two of the Beatitudes. And I start with the third one, which we most often hear as, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Dr. Arrico translates it as, blissful are they the gentle, for they inherit land. Now, to the listeners at that time, when Jesus said that, they're probably thinking, yeah, dude, we all know that. Because what he was referring to is that at that time, in that place, those who fought against the Romans had their land seized. But those who did not resist the Romans were given land. So Jesus was just stating the obvious to those people. Maybe he was just reminding them, don't resist evil. Now, the seventh beatitude is most often translated as, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Dr. Arrico's translation, blissful are they, the workers of peace, for they are being called the sons of God. Now, the Aramaic word for peace actually means to surrender. And the most frequent greeting when you met each other at that time in those lands was to say, peace be to you, which understood meant, I surrender to you. And the other person would say, I surrender to you, be at peace. Now, what this really meant, the implied understanding between the two people was, you are safe with me and you are protected. Thus, writes Dr. Arrico, by surrendering to one another, they find peace. When everyone surrenders, There is no one else to yield and entrust themselves to but God. When everyone surrenders, there is no one else to yield and entrust themselves to but God. When we surrender ourselves to each other in a way that means, be at peace, you are safe with me, we are truly brothers and sisters in God. So they are being called the children of God. Now, Jesus goes on after this during the Sermon on the Mount to expand on those Beatitudes and what they really mean in their fuller sense. And here he is more directly teaching nonviolence. You have heard that it is said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you that you should not resist evil. But whoever strikes you on your right cheek, turn to him the other also. This phrase, turn your cheek, is an Aramaic idiom that means don't start a fight. Don't start a quarrel. So Jesus is saying no fighting back of any kind. He's saying don't resist the evil of any sort. Because he goes on to say, and if anyone wishes to sue you at the court and take away your shirt, let him have your robe also. Whoever compels you to carry a burden for a mile, go with him too. Whoever asks from you, give him, and whoever wishes to borrow from you, do not refuse him. Don't resist evil of any sort. And if you really want to be happy and you really want to feel blessed, we have to actually do more than don't resist evil and do more than not respond to violence with violence. We have to actually love them and be kind to them. Which reminds me, I'm just remembering in this moment a sermon by Dr. King when he reminds people when he was preaching on this lesson. He's like, it's a good thing he didn't tell us to like them. He told us to love them, which is easier than liking them. Okay? So after telling us we must love our enemy, he tells us why. So that you may become sons of your Father who is in heaven, who causes his sun to shine upon the good and the bad, and who pours down his rain upon the just and the unjust. We are to love them simply because God loves them. Now, even outside the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus preached nonviolence. He was preaching nonviolence when somebody asked him, "Teacher, what are the greatest of all the commandments?" He said, well, first love God. Love God with all your soul, all your heart, all your mind. And the second greatest commandment, which is like the first, love your neighbor as yourself. To which somebody asked, but teacher, who is my neighbor? This is when Jesus shares the parable of the Good Samaritan. A man is robbed and beaten, left near death on the side of the road. A Samaritan man comes along, sees him, tends to his wounds, takes him to an inn, pays for his lodging, and even gives extra money to the innkeeper to care for this man while he recuperates. Now, what is not said in the story as relayed in the Bible is what everybody listening to Jesus knew, especially if you were Jewish at that time. There's no such thing as a good Samaritan. They are the enemy. So Jesus was telling them, everybody is your neighbor. This nonviolent philosophy is the only thing that has any hope of changing this culture of violence, because it's the only thing that has any hope of changing the hearts and minds of the aggressors. Because in this way of life, we refuse to see the evil in other people. We strive to see them as God sees them. Now, Howard Thurman, who was one of Dr. King's teachers and mentors, he preached a lot about nonviolence. And he reminded us and taught us that it is based in God's love, but the deeper base is having an absolute conviction in our own souls that we are loved by God. Because once we know and are super secure in that, then we can see that same truth about everybody we interact with. And then once we see that, we refuse to cooperate with their violence because how it offends our own souls and how it offends their souls. Howard Thurman taught nonviolence is refusing to cooperate with violence of the other people because cooperating with that violence goes against life and goes against God, and it disrespects our soul and their souls. Nonviolence can change the aggressor. Dr. Rico in this book shares a story that his teacher taught him, George Lamza, who was a native speaker of Aramaic. George Lamza grew up in the Kurdistan region of the East, and he was a Syrian Christian, deeply committed to the teachings of Jesus. And he tells the story of when he was a young man traveling with a caravan in Kurdistan. They were attacked by robbers. They had to hand over their clothing, their money, their jewelry. So George does that. And as the robbers are walking away, George all of a sudden reaches out to the man who had taken his stuff. He's like, wait, there's more. I forgot. I have some money in my shoe. I forgot to give that to you. And he gives this robber the money from his shoe. He's not resisting evil. And this man, so overcome by George Lamza's tenderness, sees him as a man of God. Because remember, in that part of the world, peacemakers are the children of God. And so this man drops everything he has taken in front of George and says, here, take back what is yours. And he gives the money back to George. So George, by not cooperating with evil, is saved from a total loss. I had to believe that man, that robber, was just a little bit changed by that experience. And Dr. King, who we most associate with nonviolence in this country, and who developed the 6 principles of nonviolence, reminds us that nonviolence is not intended to defeat or humiliate the opponent, but to win them over, to win their friendship and their understanding by refusing to see them as anything less than a child of God. He also reminds us that nonviolence is not passivity. It is not doing nothing. Nonviolence is not neutrality. We're not Switzerland. We don't take sides. No, he reminds us that nonviolence is actually very assertive and very active. After all those people working for civil rights were not practicing nonviolence from their living rooms, right? They were holding the sit-ins, they were marching, they were rallying, they were protesting, they were on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And they did so with deep knowing of the teachings of Jesus. They received a lot of training in nonviolence before they went out to those streets. And they met the violence that was perpetrated against them with the heart that said, I see you. I love you. I will not disrespect your soul. I will not disrespect my soul. You are my neighbor. So if we want peace, if we want happiness, if we want to experience bliss, we need to be like all those courageous souls who came before us, right? We need to refuse to cooperate with nonviolence, or we need to refuse to cooperate with violence. And be courageous enough to say, peace be to you, stranger. I surrendered to you. You are safe with me. I know we can do this. Because what we teach around here, we teach a lot of things, but a couple things we know is no one is outside God's love, ever. And we also know that God's love and peace manifest in the world through us. So even if you can't say it out loud to somebody who feels like they're in some sort of violent consciousness, at least say it internally. You are my neighbor. I surrender to you. Be at peace. This is the only thing that will change it. Let's pray. I invite our practitioners and ministers to stand with me and to take this prayer into their consciousness. Yes, indeed. When we take even a few seconds to breathe and be still, we are immediately connected with that heart space. That space in which all that is the divine fits right there in the heart of each and every one of us. From this, we draw courage. From this, we draw wisdom. From this, we draw a knowing that we are loved. Always, no matter what. And let's just be with that for a silent moment. I am loved. Always. No matter what. I now invite each of us to bring into our awareness one person who is perhaps a little challenging for us. So in the sacred container of this safe space, we can practice and say to this person in the silence of your own heart, I see you. I love you. Peace be to you. you are my neighbor. I give great gratitude for every human being, billions of people I know around the world who know this and practice this. We are indeed the light of the world, and so it is. Thank you. Now is time for our sacred giving. I want to thank you for all that you give, your gracious giving from your heart. Your gifts enable us and empower everything we do, our music ministry, our guest artists, our technologies, so those who can't be with us in person can still be with us and hear this message and share it. I invite our ushers to come forward. In a moment, they'll pass baskets to collect your gift. You can also give online at cslportland.org. And I invite those who regularly join us virtually to be part of this giving and supporting this community. Now let's bless our offerings as call and response. I bless these sacred gifts, given graciously with love. These gifts bless, heal, and prosper all that they touch. In giving, I'm grateful to be richly, lavishly, and abundantly blessed. And so it is. All right, LaRhonda.
Excuse us, the stage manager. I'd say talk amongst yourselves, but all right. Thank you, Reverend Bridget, for the message this morning. We have a wonderful song called This Joy, and it's based on, I think, a traditional gospel. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Think about that. Yes. Yes. So it's wonderfully repetitive, and we invite you to sing along, yes, when you're ready, if. Clap your hands, too, if you feel it, yeah. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, no. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, I
The
have.
world didn't give it to me.
Yeah, the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. And what we know this morning, this peace.
This peace that I have,
Oh,
the world didn't give it to
the
me.
world didn't give it to me.
This peace that I
This
have,
peace.
the world didn't give it to me.
But I'm gonna give it to the world, yeah.
This peace that I have,
Yeah.
the world didn't give it to me.
Oh, the world didn't give it.
The world can't take it away.
Oh, this joy that I have.
Joy that I have,
Oh,
the world didn't give it to me.
the world didn't give it to me.
Peace that I have,
This joy that I
the world didn't
have.
give it to me.
Oh, this joy that I have.
Joy that I have,
Uh-huh.
the world didn't give it to me.
Oh, and
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it
the world
away.
didn't give it, and the world can't take it.
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it
The
away.
world didn't give it, and the world can't take it.
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Sing it with us one more time.
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
That's the truth. Yes.
I love that song. Don't you love that song? It's become one of my favorites. So, at the close of our service, after the benediction, after our final song, I ask you to stay instead of filtering back to the back, for a special important announcement right after our benediction and our closing song. So, all right. If you're going through any challenge, or somebody is challenging you, our licensed practitioners will be available for a short affirmative prayer here in front of the platform at the end of the service. For those who join us virtually, there's a virtual prayer room. There's a link in the chat. Click on that. It'll take you to a Zoom room where you'll be greeted by a volunteer host who will then put you in a private breakout room for prayer. You can also fill out a prayer request anytime at cslportland.org. And in the back of the sanctuary, for those of you who are here, there's prayer request cards that you could just fill out and drop in the box. All prayer requests are shared with our prayer team of ministers and practitioners, and it is our honor to hold you in prayer throughout the coming week. So now I invite you to stand as you are able for our call and response benediction. You know, I love that we do this as call and response. Something wonderful is flowing through me right now. Something wonderful is flowing through me right now. It is this thing called life. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my body. And life is in my affairs. And life is in my affairs. I think it. I think it. I believe it. I believe it. I accept it. I accept it. I am it. I am it. Just the way that I am. Just the way that I am. And just the way that I am not. And just the way that I am not. Please know that if ever you feel overly challenged, you feel you have made a mistake that's too big, you feel The world is crumbling. Take a breath. Feel your heart. And feel and hear that still small voice. You are my beloved child, in whom I am well pleased. And so it is.
Let's do our closing song. I Send My Love by Joyce Rip and Karen Drucker. Joyce Rip. Who knew? There it is.
Send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Joy.
Joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the seas. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Peace.
I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Love.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me.
We forgot to give them a heads up. Sorry, band. Many of you are aware, because we've shared a few times, the board and I, the last few months, that the financial situation here at the center is not strong. And has gotten to the point where it is unsustainable in our current configuration. So I am stepping down as the senior minister for this community. I met with the board yesterday and gave them my resignation. And next Sunday will be my last day with you. This saddens me a great deal. but it's just not sustainable the way it is right now. And this is a decision I make after a great deal of prayer and contemplation. I'm going to really miss you guys. Like I said, I'll still be with you next Sunday, so please be here. I'll spend the next week working with the board and the practitioners and to try to stabilize a few things. And now, Bo, our board VP, has another announcement. Thank you, Bo.
Just like all of you here, I know this news brings a lot of feelings and questions. About what comes next. And we all need time to process. In the coming weeks, the board will be exploring various paths forward to begin that conversation. We'll be holding a hybrid town hall in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, Sunday, March 29th, we want to discuss our options with the community. We invite you to bring your questions and thoughts as we begin talking together about the future of PCSL. Thank you for the continued support and care each of you brings to this community. For now, let's take a moment to simply be present with one another and hold this community in the love and care that has always carried us forward. Thank you.
Bo, okay. This is actually a fairly new decision for me as well. And I don't know what else to say today, but I trust I will know more what to say next week. But I love you, and I'm so grateful you called me here. I don't for one moment doubt my calling to come here and be with you. And I don't regret any of it. Because you're my people, and I love you. And I'm so sorry it's not working out for the long haul. Many of you I recognize from when I was here 2 years ago, candidating. Many of you were in this room. And I knew before I left that weekend that you are my people. I needed to wait for you guys to vote and let me know that you knew that. And I still know that. So I don't know what's going to happen for me. I really don't know what's next for me. I'm not leaving Portland until I know. I might be here. I don't know. But I'm going to take some time off and And then at some point I'll feel ready to open up and ask that infinite intelligence, what's next for me? And until I know what that is and where that is, I'm staying put. I know there's a next step for me in my ministerial path, but I really have no idea what it is. And I don't know what's next for this community, but you will decide as a community. This community belongs to you. You get to decide together. Whether you've been here 50 years, and she knows who I'm talking about, and I'm so happy she's here today, or whether you just walked in today and you liked what you heard and what you feel, you belong here. And you're here for each other. And you'll figure it out together. Because there's a whole lot of wisdom in the group. I trust you will figure out what's best. And I will hold you in my prayers and in my consciousness. I love you, and I will see you next week.